there's developed a whole new group of stocks out there, Chris. As we begin the year, let's call it the 20% plunge club. That was a phrase quoted by Jack Howe with the Wall Street Journal report. So this past week, we saw Roku plunge by about 30%. But we've since seen DraftKings, Shopify, Roblox, Spotify. Previously in this market pullback, we've seen Netflix, Reardon, PayPal, Facebook, now Meta, and then a new name for Viacom, down 18% in a day. So we've seen a lot of names struggle, and they were just basically priced for perfection, actually overpriced, and then any sign of any trouble whatsoever, they plunge 20%. So that's the 20% plunge club.
I think it's important to note the last day or two, and this could just be an anomaly, and there could be unusual circumstances, and I don't want to make too big of a deal about just 2 days, but we've seen the last day or two almost an exact flip occur, where tech stocks kind of had a huge bounce back, and a lot of the stocks that you mentioned, the value, kind of lagged. So we almost saw a flip, and there are some, I've seen speculations in regards to that. We had a kind of a little bit of a pop there, and if you have several people that are shorting maybe the tech stocks, or some hedge funds that are making bets on the short side, because you can make large gains there. And I think that points to the important conversation we've had on here, which volatility, although we correlate it usually with downside, also has an upside. So we're starting to see inflation. One of the highlights was India's economy start to kind of rear its head there. India's inflation accelerated to 6% in January, which is well above where they usually are, which is about 3.6%. That's kind of their pre-pandemic average. So we're starting to see that impact kind of the East Asia markets as well. We've heard about it here and there in China, but it's not only in China, it's in, once again, India, you have it in Vietnam, you have it in other countries there too. So it's not just a US and European problem, it's really a global problem. And most likely with the geopolitical tensions, it's in the short term going to get worse. We've seen a lot of central banks around the world try to get ahead of it. Some have, already started raising rates. I would say in this time is, as we talk, the war going on right now between Ukraine and Russia, the potentials, I think we've seen more cyber warfare and disruptions from that front, and the fear of cyber attacks. And I think that's one of the drawbacks. And I think that's one of the things, like you talked about in the very beginning, Brian, why gold has actually kind of come back a little bit, because, gold is in itself obviously a physical asset. And, if the Russians hack, the major databases here or anything happens, accelerates, you still have the physical asset of gold. Whereas cryptocurrencies are very much virtual and can be hacked. You can be kind of locked off from them.